Hey, what's up, John? Welcome to the lesson. Thanks for coming, buddy. Yeah, thanks a lot for having me, Marco. I'm having a little bit of trouble with my finger picking technique. But you've been mainly playing with two fingers? Yeah, I've been mainly playing with just two fingers, just thumb and index. Like I don't know if it's the right thing. Yeah, that's the thing, like how people do that. They don't realize that if you want to be good at fingerstyle technique and you want to be groovy, you really want to use four fingers. It's called PIMA: thumb, index, middle, and ring. That's what you need. Can you just please play something, even something like simple? Sorry, that was a little bit sloppy. Marco? So since I picked up my very first guitar, I was fortunate enough to learn with guitar teachers. Classical tuitions at home when I was 10, 11 years old, the Conservatory of Music here in Italy. And then in my 20s, I went to a private school where I learned electric and acoustic guitar. The question is, if I have all the fingerpicking training in the world, why it took me weeks to learn John Mayer's unique fingerstyle technique? How can you be one of the best guitar players in the world when his approach to chords and fingerstyle would be considered unconventional or even wrong for some guitar teachers? Can John Mayer's unique fingerstyle approach make me a better guitar player? Well, let's find out. Awesome, guys. Now I'm just about to dive into John Mayer's fingerstyle technique, and I'm going to be using a song called Neon live in LA. And it's pretty cool because one thing that I like about this song is the fact that it's a solo arrangement. So we're going to be focusing a lot on the way he plays on the acoustic guitar, especially when he plays by himself. Now the goal for me is not to learn the song, even though in a way I have to, because I have to analyze what it does. Alright, so just a few things. This is actually really interesting. First of all, we're in drop C, so we have C, A, D, G, B, and E. So it's kind of a standard tuning, but with the low E string drop down to a C. Now, you fingerpick with just two fingers, the thumb and the index finger. And by the way, guys, if you want to learn the song, there is an awesome video by Paul Davids where he breaks down the song step by step. So make sure that you check it out if you are interested in learning the song. Now, the fingerpicking pattern is really unique. You got the thumb, index, thumb, and middle. Now, thumb, index, thumb, and index. So it's just two fingers. You got the thumb on the low C string, then the index again on the D string, and then the thumb again on the G string, and then back with the index on the B string. So it's kind of a really weird and unique approach. So I had the feeling that he uses more of a thumb slap. Which is really weird to do it on the G string for me. I keep missing the G string. So I'm going to practice this a little bit and then I'll see you in a moment. So right from the start, we see how unique John Mayer's technique is. And that's the thing. You can learn how to play the guitar in the right way. You can learn, the perfect hand position and how to pluck the strings correctly. However, there's a big difference between a good guitar player who knows all these things and a unique guitar player. And John Mayer is definitely unique in what he does. The question is though, why just thumb and index? Why would you want to go with thumb, index, instead of thumb, index, middle, and ring? At the end of the day, we're playing the same strings. And I think there's a reason for that. Rhythm. Now, I never used this technique before, but as soon as you start practicing it, then you realize that there is some kind of a natural percussive thing with this pattern, and it's because we are jumping with the thumb on 2 strings. Now that makes a huge difference between, you know, the usual Pima and, you know, John Mayer's way of playing it. And once you get used to playing the chord progression with just 2 fingers, then it's really challenging to go back playing it with the usual technique. Hey, what's up guys? Just a quick video, quick update. I am been practicing the pattern, and I basically realized that there are four more notes played with the chords, and so I want to show you that. A little bit late, and this is kind of live, so let me just show you where I'm at with this pattern. So we got the first 4 movements, right, with the thumb, index, thumb, and index. But then we also have 4 more notes. So after this one, we have the thumb slap on the low E string, the low C string, and then the index on the B string, which is usually like a note, a different note from the chord. Then we have the bass again, and then the index finger on the D string. So the whole thing is 8 notes basically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I've been practicing with the different chord progression. I've been trying to come up with nice chords. And then something here, I was thinking maybe something like this. That's a nice chord. I just keep it the same. I'm gonna be practicing a little bit more, and then I'll come back to you as soon as I have a little bit more of. Now there are 2 reasons why I'm not practicing the finger picking pattern over the original song, the original chord progression. And copyright is just a tiny reason. The thing is, I am focusing 100% on the finger picking pattern, and so I don't want to spend hours learning these crazy chords that John plays. Of course guys, playing along with songs is the best way for you to get better at playing the guitar. So I'm not saying that you should never play along with songs. However, this particular song is extremely challenging. The chords are insanely difficult, and so if I'm focusing on the finger picking pattern, I want to find an easier way to, you know, play the chords. Alright guys, welcome back to another day, new life. I have a few updates. I finally finalized the chord progression, which is pretty cool. This finger picking approach is really unique, and it's a beautiful thing. Once you get used to it, it kind of changes the way you think about the fingerstyle technique. You know, if I had to play the same thing with Pima, with thumb, index, middle, and ring, it doesn't sound the same. Now I'm still getting used to this slappy thing, and one thing I had to do, I had to change the bass because I use very light strings, girly strings on my acoustic guitar. So I have 1047, and the 47 was way too small, and it was doing a lot of buzzing. And I changed it to 52, so I just changed the bass. And 52 is slightly better, but it's still buzzing. It still buzzes a little bit. Now let me show you the chords that I've been using. We are in drop C, so I have C, A, D, G, B, and E. It's basically standard tuning, but with the low E string dropped down to a C. Now the first chord is a C minor chord, even though we start with the major 9, the note D. The second chord is an A flat major 7. And I use the thumb to play the bass note of the chord on the low E string. Then Then I have the F minor 9, which is very similar to the other chord. And then I have the A flat major 9 chord, which we usually play like this. But in this case, we're gonna play it like this. Beautiful sounding chord, it's quite stretchy. And then the last one, the E flat major 7 over G, which is this one. It's a beautiful sounding chord. When you think about this chord, it's basically a G minor triad, but with the minor sixth in it, so you could play like this. It's a beautiful sounding chord. So when you put it together, so I'm using the exact same finger picking pattern. I have the first 4 movements with the thumb, index, thumb, index. Then I have the thumb slap, and then the note on the B string, which is usually a melody, a note that is not part of the chord. Then the bass again, and then the index on the D string. So now with the second chord, things are a little bit more challenging because the melody moves back. So you have the first 4 movements, the thumb slap, now the melody always on the B string, then the bass, and the D string, this time with a fretted note. The next chord. This one is a little bit easier because we have the chord, thumb slap, then the melody, and then open strings with the bass and the D string. And then the last 2 chords, which we only gonna play with thumb, index, thumb, index, and thumb, index, thumb, index. So there are a few things that I learned from this experience with John's music. The first one is that there is no such a thing as the right way of playing. In fact, everyone can approach the guitar in a unique way. Sometimes breaking the rules could actually take you where you're supposed to be. So if you feel like you are doing the right thing, don't change. Now the second thing is about putting your ideas into whatever it is that you are playing or practicing. Don't just copy a song. I wanted to record this video for a while, but the idea of having to learn Neon stopped me. To be honest with you guys, I didn't want to learn the song. It was way too much work and I thought it wasn't worth it. But then I thought that I didn't have to learn the song to record this video because I was much more interested in fingerpicking technique. And so this is what I got from John's music. And you know, I just recorded the video. I had a wonderful experience and I learned something new. And so if a small section of a song inspires you, just forget about the whole song. Just focus on the tiny little bit that gives you inspiration. Grab it, learn it, then put your ideas into it and make it your own. And then of course, last but not least, we never stop learning. I spent the whole week learning this new pattern and I just realized how little I practice nowadays. And you should always keep challenging yourself, try new things, learn new stuff, and most importantly, learn things that you will never play, because these are the things that will take you to the next level. Now I hope you enjoyed this video. As always guys, keep learning, keep practicing, and I'll see you next time.